The next person is Steve Benson.
Hello, thanks for having me. Good morning. I'm Steve Benson, the president of the board, Imperial Irrigation District. And on behalf of the board, thank you for touring the Salton Sea. We appreciated having you down there and hosting you. And we're encouraged that you've decided to take this up and host this in the Capitol. It's important for us because it's not the first time it's been heard. It's been heard many times, but I think it's a more open context that people can speak. As you can imagine, it's very important to the IID board, our growers. You've heard from some of our growers, the community that we serve. And before I tell you about IID's position or mission, let me tell you about myself. I'm a fourth generation resident. I also spoke in front of the state board and delivered some of the same testimony. But I manage my family's 80-year-old forage and vegetable farm. We're currently in a transition to organics. We're implementing on-farm conservation. I'm a proud father of 4. And when I ran for the IID board 2 years ago, before I ran for the board, I never thought I would sit in a public office. Some of you are in public office. And I really did it to bring a better future to our valley and to understand the implications of the past. One thing that we represent is 5 distinct districts within Imperial County. We come from distinct backgrounds. I myself was a civil engineer. We have educators, law enforcement, agriculturalists, construction people, and what we encompass is the valley as a whole, but what my district encompasses is the west and southern shores of the Salton Sea. Myself with Ryan Kelly, who you might hear from, he is the county supervisor that represents that district, and it's in the forefront of where I farm every day, where I drive by, where my kids go to school, so it's important for me to see a bright future for them and for the valley. What our mission of the IID is to deliver water to farms, cities, industrial users, some of which are geothermal power plants, which provide resources to LADWP, other entities within California and Arizona. We also deliver electrical energy to ratepayers. We serve not only the Imperial Valley, but Coachella Valley. We are one of the only balancing authorities in California that's independent ourselves, SMUD, and there's a few others, LADWP being the biggest. But what happens at Salton Sea is paramount concern to people not only in our region because they live, work, and raise their families there, but I think to California as a whole. Our duty is to provide a positive future to the region, which produces food and fiber. Myself and my crops, our window of opportunity for growing lettuce, onions in California and Arizona is between November to March. You cannot deliver lettuce and onions and other things anywhere else in California. So we are a unique environmental spot because of where we live. But we also need to think about the future of our residents and preserve what we call home. So you've heard from some of the former speakers. The Salton Sea is not only an environmental concern, it's a threat to our public health in the region, and as you heard, the water security of California. I'll give you a little further background, but my dad sat on the IID board 30 years ago. He passed away last year. So I kind of feel it's a family legacy to step up and represent our region. I don't know if I'll run again because it takes a lot of work when I have to farm on the side. But for this reason, we filed the petition last year. And our board has stepped up to the challenge of fighting, if you will, the state. But I don't think we're in a fight. I think we're in a working solution. And that's why we're working with the stakeholder group. We're here today in front of the commission, and we implore and want to impress on you the urgency of this matter. We request your support for a realistic plan. I think it's important that plans are developed, but to date, they've been very lacking in financial feasibility. What IID is committed to is currently we're undergoing a restoration land use plan, which will identify economic viable projects in the Salton Sea with potential funding mechanisms. Most of those encompass renewable energy, and that plan should be ready next month. As you know, the Salton Sea lies a large untapped geothermal resource. There's already 10 plants of the Salton Sea contributing over 400 megawatts. Some of those people are in the room today. But looking forward, I think there's a vast potential untapped. There's over 1,700 megawatts, enough to replace San Onofre nuclear power. Was it chosen as the solution? No, they chose natural gas. So I would ask the state why they're choosing carbon-emitting energy instead of renewable carbon-free energy. Right now, the executive branch is working on a 50-50-50 plan. We have met with the Energy Commission, we've met with our legislators, and we feel that one of the solutions for California, not the only solution, but lies under the sea itself. I think it really takes an open approach to look at how you solve California's future. I'm all in support of a bullet train between Tulare and Fresno. I mean, that's great. But I think that only serves a microcosm of California, just as we are a microcosm of California. My hay that I grow goes to Tulare, so I support Tulare. The dairies are in Tulare, and they need to get to Fresno. But I think it's really important as we protect the future of California that we look at the resources within California. Right now, California Independent System Operators, our transmission network, is building transmission lines out of California, looking for solutions out of California. As legislators, as people living in California, I want tax dollars in California, property taxes in California. Financial feasibility of our state lies within California, not projects outside of California. Geothermal produces tremendous potential for California. Each 50 megawatt plant is over $300 million of construction value. That has property tax implications, job implications. They also employ people long term. We have over 10,000 acres of solar farms now in Imperial Valley. I would try to find one person on the job site, but there's no one once they close the fence. Right. They're all in Phoenix at a plant that manages the resource in California. So I'm done here, but I just want to thank you again for your time. I think it's an important statewide issue. We're ready and committed to work on it. We have staff here if you had any other further questions. There was many questions on our conservation plan. There was many questions on water rights in Imperial Valley, but we're happy to speak at a further time.
I just want to thank everyone who made the trip up.